Okay, I think we're back. We might be back. It's possible. One sec, let me see. Let's see. Yeah, alright, we're back. My apologies, folks. I would call it technical difficulties, but I went out and checked, and my roommate wiggled the Ethernet cable. Yeah, that's what happened. I'm... It's a first. It's a first. But we're back, and we were going to be continuing this. I think I'm going to get our squad composition sorted out, is what we're going to do to wrap this up. And I don't know when exactly we cut out, but to run us through this, we're bringing a slightly more veteran squad. I decided that would be okay, because the goal is corporal, right? If we can get a couple corporals ready on some easy missions, maybe we'll have an easier time with some of the harder missions that may come in, right? No reason to save these people for hard missions, right, if they're not corporals yet. Especially because we can fatigue them if push really comes to shove, right? We have created a new sniper and a new engineer for this mission, and we were just putting the finishing touches on our loadout here. We had completed... That's right, we'd already promoted you on a prior mission. We gave Stuart hollow targeting, right? Our assault we were discussing. I was just saying, steadfast isn't really on the table. It kind of is. Steadfast basically means that... well, Donaby here's just not going to panic. Unless she is explicitly psi-panicked, and even then she's going to be harder to psi-panic, because taking this perk also gives 5 extra will, right? Which is the stat you use to resist that kind of thing. The problem is that, while Steadfast is cool and all, right? Like, that's a nice little bit of utility. You know, you just never panic. It's not quite as flashy as some of the other stuff here. Flush we already discussed with the gunner. One moment, I'm gonna make sure I have access to chat. No, it's been a quiet stream today, but I do think it's a good idea. Just make sure, in case somebody tunes in, that I can actually see their messages. Despite that small disconnect earlier. Oh, the VOD's gonna be all messed up too, because I had to relaunch the stream. Oh, that's cruel. Oh well, there's not much to be done about it. So, we have... Flush here. So, the assault could be another source of flush. Flush is alright. You know, it's an interesting thing for an assault to take. One of the big benefits of an assault taking flush is that flush is a very easy shot to hit with. Right? And so at longer ranges, where the assault wouldn't be as useful and can't really engage quite as effectively, using flush, you can still make your assault useful. However, right now, my squad composition isn't really set up to take advantage of flush. Eventually, maybe we'll build some people around that idea. There's another thing here. Close Combat Specialist. This is, I think, more of a... if you'll excuse the expression, a bit more of a meat and potatoes ability for the assault. It is hard to justify taking anything else when CCS exists, right? Confers a reaction shot against any enemy that closes to within 4 tiles. Does not require Overwatch. So if ever there is a situation where enemies burst through a door unexpectedly, or like we had a mission before where a floater flew over the top of a truck that we were hiding behind, that would activate CCS. We get a free point-blank shotgun shot against the enemy. It's free, if somewhat limited, Overwatch. This is especially good because we saw on that terror mission before that the enemy has access to a lovely little friend called a chrysalid. CCS makes dealing with chrysalids way, way easier because they have to close to within melee range. There's another enemy we will be fighting later that is also melee oriented, where CCS can be abused to dump shots into that enemy. Like, we could empty Watanabe's ammunition into this enemy using CCS if we set it up correctly. Right? It's a really, really good perk. Unless you have something very specific in mind, I don't think that there's a better perk for the assault to take at Lance Corporal, honestly. Unless you just don't think that you're going to be using this assault at super close range, CCS is going to be helpful, then I guess Steadfast or Flesh become much more viable. But considering that Watanabe is currently our highest ranking assault, they're going to be taking a more traditional route. Take CCS on her. And then I believe we have an ability for Garcia here. Father Garcia has been having a pretty good game so far. And this is where things get a little bit more interesting. We have a similar choice here with Steadfast. Steadfast would be pretty interesting. I think that's thematic, frankly, for Father Garcia, but I don't think we're going to be going with it just for pure theme. Covering fire. You can build an Overwatch infantry that's actually really, really good, because you can shoot and then you can Overwatch. That's why I don't like gunner Overwatch builds quite as much. I just don't really run them, because there's usually going to be something else that I want my gunners to be doing. But with infantry, they still get to shoot, right? They shoot first and then they Overwatch. And that can be very effective. Overwatch infantry is cool. You take covering fire, you take opportunist. They would only really come online at Corporal because Opportunist is so deep in the tree. But then you do something like that. You get a flex pick here. Probably I'd pick either Ranger or Deadeye for them. We're not going to review these choices in detail. Another flex pick, probably tack sensor, lock and load. Then you do Sentinel, and then probably either vital point targeting or extra conditioning, something like that, right? And that's an Overwatch infantry. There is another kind of infantry, however. It is a very, very fun kind of infantry. I'm a very big fan of this type of infantry. This is the crit infantry. You take Executioner, which gives us additional critical chance against targets at or below 50% health. Okay. That's pretty good. Then you take Aggression, just plus 10% critical chance per enemy in sight, up to 30%, right? So that's more crit chance. Then you probably either take Ranger, maybe Deadeye. I've been thinking that maybe Deadeye is a better perk than I've given it credit for in the past, just because there's a lot of flying units in this game, I'm realizing. Maybe this is better than I think it is. But you take something here. Then you take Sharpshooter, that's plus 10 critical chance in all situations. Then you take Bring 'em On, confers bonus damage on critical hits, with additional bonuses based on how many enemies your squad can see, so your crits get more damaging. And then you probably take... I mean, then you kind of got a free pick here. You can't go wrong with the Master Sergeant pick. And suddenly, like, you're critting everything. They just turn into your DPS, essentially, because they can fire twice per turn, their shots are extremely likely to crit, and you're just murdering them. Welcome back, Roast Beef. Yes, I mean, all the way down the right is a very legitimate build for infantry. It is a build that I often build my infantry into. Honestly, I should consider maybe eventually building some other types of infantry. But Father Garcia is here to kill aliens. And killing aliens means crits, and that means we're taking Executioner. Yeah, Extracon's very good. Definitely can't sleep on that. Just extra health and the extra stats. It's just an excellent pick. You cannot go wrong at the final rank. They're just all such powerful perks, and that's true for any class, really. But yeah, welcome back, Ross. We're just setting up our squad to go and take on the second crashed small in like a couple in-game hours. Like, they're just sending them back to back into Germany. I wanted to see... Let's see, our sniper looks okay. Except, do they... One of you is carrying an extra medkit that we don't need. Yeah, it's a busy time for XCOM, but we're making that money. We've also completed our rookie training arc, so we're able to use real soldiers now, which feels good. What else would I give the sniper besides the medkit? On this mission, they definitely don't need high caps. High cap mags feel bad to take, but there are occasions where they are useful. And it's just that we have not really run into a situation where I can justify taking them in my squad yet. There's no way you're going to be close enough to use a flashbang. You've got lots of health as is. You don't need a ceramic plating. Maybe... you know, you could take a ceramic plating instead of the medkit. And the LMG. You're the most likely person in the squad to be shot at, because you'll be suppressing quite often. So the extra health is, I think, valuable for you, especially since we just have room to take it. Again, I don't really know where we would slip in a grenade. Maybe Garcia wants one. You know what? Garcia does want a flashbang. Because we can shoot, incur the aim penalty to our second shot, and instead throw the flashbang, right? In case we run into some trouble out there. I think that's gonna work for us. I think I'm happy with that idea. So we've got a forest, heavy vegetation, crashed small. Let's go get it. they're gonna tell us this is in Germany. I hate to tell them it's on like the Finnish-Russo border again. This is our second shoot down in Finland. Both UFOs went to the same place.
Our target site is near the German border. It looks like we got lucky. The alien crash site is in a remote area, away from any major city centers. We should get down there and secure the site ASAP.
Alright, we've got Operation Empty Father. It's a UFO crash site not in Germany. They're lying to us. And yeah, I recognize this map. Good map, a classic. I don't know if there's any metric by which some maps in this game are more classic than others, but if there is, if it's allowed, this is one of them. Probably one of my favorite crashed small maps. Valen approves. Yeah, Valen's the one that drew up this mission report. This mission briefing, rather.
Come in, HQ. Big Sky has reached the outer marker. Approaching the crash site now. Strike team is awaiting your orders.
Affirmative, Big Sky. Strike 1 is free to engage hostile targets at the crash site.
Alrighty, it looks like we're getting the traditional spawn as well, I believe. I mean, this map is just thematic. Again, for those not familiar, this map is primarily played in the trail of destruction left as the UFO comes in and crashes down. It's a nice big old trench here that it's carved out for us. We can go into the side here and play around in the woods as well. There's some fun kind of heavy cover fights that you can get into out in the woods too. We'll consider that possibility if we see Meld there. Otherwise, I'm pretty happy just pushing towards this UFO. This door should be closed. It looks closed to me. I haven't beaten Long War, actually. I've played a few different campaigns of it over the years, but either I got bullied by the aliens, or I got busy with other things and wasn't able to finish. So, as this is a Long War campaign that we're doing on stream, I'm hoping that provides me the motivation to push through it to the end, whether that be bloody or victorious, or both, perhaps. In fact, given how I've been playing, very likely both. Let's go ahead and throw up our motion tracker. Oh, and I forgot to ask, when we were starting that mission.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead, it's a little after the fact, I'm a little bit late, but Rossbeef, if you would like a soldier in our campaign, feel free to specify. Oh, hello, Mike. You know, that's very true. Given the Twitch VOD situation, I have considered whether I should be saving the VODs once they're created and throwing them up into a YouTube channel. And you know, I was a bit on the fence about it. I was a bit on the fence about it specifically because I feel like if I wanted to do YouTube content, I would want to edit it into something. And maybe I should try my hand at that. You know? Maybe that's something I should do. The other thing that kept me from doing that is that if we can get... I don't think I've discussed this before. stream on both if my computer can handle it. I may have to test that as well. I may have to run a test on that. Oh, that's a very good idea, Mike. I hadn't thought of that before, actually, huh? Maybe my computer could handle that. I know that there's some programs that'll help with like the dual streaming things. I should probably start exporting some VODs. That would be a good idea. The other thing, the reason that I kind of held off on the decision was by the time that I had realized that the VODs were disappearing into thin air, the first week of our XCOM campaign was already gone. I felt a little bit, you know, a little bit like, oh, well, should I really start saving the VODs and uploading them in the middle of the XCOM campaign? And then I went ahead and did the same thing here. But we're still pretty early, I could salvage it. The other thing I was thinking of is we have a kind of a soft goal for the channel here on Twitch, and you're mentioning it now, Mike. I would like to go ahead and snatch up affiliate at some point. That will probably take a while, given the current position of the channel. That's probably going to take a... I don't know whether the rates will remain consistent, but if they remain even vaguely consistent, maybe a month or two, I think we can get there. I think that that's an achievable goal, is sometime in the next couple months getting up to affiliate, and then I should be able to upload the VODs just right onto the Twitch channel. And that's part of what I was really hoping for. A lot of things to think about. I do think at the very least I should, you're right, set up a kind of a repository on YouTube for the VODs. Even if we don't stream directly over there, I would hate to develop a YouTube-sided audience and then just completely abandon streaming there if we ever do manage to get affiliate. Is it affiliate? Affiliate's the one where you've got to have the 50 followers? They've got 2 different levels to that thing. Yeah, thank you so much for mentioning it all, Mike. It's very, very, very kind of you to express that. I appreciate it. It is definitely something I've thought about. Definitely something I should do something about, so that VODs don't keep disappearing into the aether. I've been kind of dragging my feet on it, I'll admit. Getting knocked out with Mr. COVID last week really threw me off, I'll admit, in pursuing some changes to the channel. I haven't even, like, finished that Discord I was supposed to be making. I'm so lazy. Unbelievably so. Let's bring you into a better position here. Regarding the mission plan, very simple. You see this this ditch here that we're dealing with? We're just gonna go ahead and walk right up through it to the UFO, and nothing's going to go wrong. Everything's gonna go right. We're gonna have a lovely time, and the aliens are just gonna die. Now, realistically, discussing the strategy and the reason for it is, I could go play around in the woods over here. I don't really have the tools for my squad to be able to handle both this area and the woods. Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it, Mike? I mean, I'm grateful. I'm very, very grateful. I had a very mild case. I got over my fever in, like, 1 day, which was incredible for me, right? Because I hate being sick. But even now, Like yesterday, I was not able to stream for nearly as long as I had been because I just get so tired. The exhaustion is just no joke at all. And I've been trying to respect that. Just trying to take it easy, not trying to force things too badly. This is a little dicey, but I would really love to have you in that position, Garcia. No, behave yourself, Scarlet. We got hurt really badly on the Portent mission that we opened up with.
Yes, Commander.
Specifically because I was making moves like that. I was just getting just a little too greedy with my tiles. Yeah, I had big plans for this week too. Like before I had caught COVID.
Roger, tracking.
Some projects, both with regards to streaming and some stuff in real life as well. That sounds a bit weird to say. In terms of like just my day-to-day life, I had some projects that were brewing to start up this week, and they've been pushed back. Which feels a little bad, but what can you do about it, really? Thankfully, I'm in a position where I could afford to delay some of that stuff.
What was that?
That's very true, Ross. Oh, and the map is telling me to go into the woods.
Aye, aye, Commander.
The map says go into the woods, Scarlet, so I'm actually going to divert course really hard because we've heard Meld over there. Use the motion tracker to speed that up. If this were a more advanced game state, like we were in a later month and we got this map, I would absolutely be clearing this. I'd have better tools to do so. The tools I'm talking about are fast moving troops, both an assault and a scout, for dealing with the hard-to-cover positions, because we'd have a bigger squad at that point, which is something that I am really looking forward to. We'd have some more explosives, or more consistent explosives. These HEs suck. Desta does not have the perk that makes them good yet.
Okay.
And I'd feel way more comfortable fighting there, so we definitely would take the time to clear it properly.
On the move.
However, if there's Meld, I think it's worth us taking the fight. The other thing is, in this current point in April, there's so few enemies per pod, and those enemies are not particularly scary, that the positions that they can take coming out of the woods to harass us are probably more dangerous for them than they are for us. It's very easy for us to reposition using this cover and clean up contact that comes out of the woods there, I think. Maybe I've just gotten lucky in the past. Maybe I'm just a bad player and I have developed bad habits for this game. That's also extremely possible. Support medics? Yes. I love our medics. Medics are so good. We've got this one running suppression, which is going to be awesome, I think. Where is that Meld? Tell me where the Meld is. Oh, that's interesting. There's a pod all the way in this back corner. Meld is forward and to the side.
Heading to that location. Alien object in sight.
More Meld is... That's either inside the ship or on top of it. Okay, I'm just gonna keep snaking our way over. When we make contact, we can run to cover. This should be just a bunch of sectors.
Moving
pull
to
the
position.
sniper back, they may take some cover that puts them in an L with the sniper taken into account. And some overwatch.
You hear that?
They are about not a lot of... Sorry, no, the opposite. A lot of time left on this meld's timer. We could move
Good to go.
to this position. Pick it up in just a moment. We're not going to keep snaking our people after the assault. We're going to begin to take positions for this contact. At risk of activating.
Enemy in sight.
Because it's drones! Oh, and they're all on the ground for me. Oh, hello, little drones. It's so nice to see you. Oh. Okay. Well. Alright. The welcome's up. They've reminded me why I hate them. Do I just kill? I could just kill, but that's like alloys and corpses. Nah, we can do this with our guns.
Target down.
Right, they aren't really in any position to pose a serious threat to us. Let's just see... If I put you here, your step out is going to be blocked.
Boy.
There you go. And you've got a chance to wrap this up for us. That's okay.
Target still up.
I guess it's allowed. Don't run straight for the meld, that reveals too many new
Heading to that, what
tiles.
we're looking
Just
for.
sit in this position. You can overwatch. Not very likely to kill the drone with this overwatch, but... Hey, you know, whatever.
He's down.
What are odds, anyhow? Likelihoods? Never heard of them. Sometimes you just shoot the drone and you kill it. Sometimes the aliens just die and don't cause problems for us.
Moving out.
And we get the meld.
Got it.
Oh, there's 3 meld cans on this map?
Heading to that location.
Go get it. Go fetch. Let's see. I think otherwise that means that we're back to trying to move into a position to take this UFO, right? The assault can come in on the side later. That feels alright to me. I can accept
Roger,
that.
tracking.
It's kind of an impromptu L-shaped development, but we are on the clock, you know? There's lots of meld. This could be a meld coup d'etat. 3 meld cans. Never before seen. 2 pods of sectoids? That's what I'm thinking too, Ross. Ross Beef, you're very observant. I also think that it's 2 pods of sectoids. They might not even be full pods. Last mission, we had 3 pods of 2 sectoids each. They were ridiculously small. I have not the slightest clue why the aliens would send
Aye,
such
aye,
small
Commander.
pods to deal with us.
Back online.
But so they did. And so they may be continuing to do.
Rat tack bang.
Back in.
Yes, you're right. Going into the forest was worth it. You're right. You're right, I'm wrong. The forest has been bountiful and safe, and we only had to fight a silly pod of drones that didn't do anything to us. You want to see a dumb move with the assault?
Aye, aye.
That move was the manifestation of greed.
Ya voy. Objeto alienígena visible.
You're talking like you... Father Garcia found the meld. It's roof meld. Because it's always roof meld, isn't it? Now, we can still get that
Good
meld.
to go.
It's possible, believe it or not. We just have to kill them all. You know?
Got
There's a
it.
sniper
Move.
here. Risky move of the day. More like a risky move of this half of the mission. I am way too apt to make silly, risky moves with my soldiers. I really need to calm down. This is a long war, I can't mess around like that. It just feels good, you know? When you don't get punished. When you make a move like that and you gain some tempo that you otherwise wouldn't have had.
Heading out.
See, this is a personality defect that I have, well, I don't have a gambling problem, thank goodness. I don't actually have one. I do really quite enjoy taking risks like that. I don't think we're gonna get this meld, though. Yeah, just sectoids in April. This is the benefit of playing on classic difficulty. The game is almost paced in a way that you can actually deal with the problems it throws at you.
Stepping off.
Desta. Although, you know, I do know that there are many truly insane people who do play on impossible
Roger that.
and make it look easy.
We'll go.
I'm just not one of them. Let's see, let's get our Overwatch up. Now, we've got a question about the sniper. The sniper is going to have a hard time engaging, is the simple truth of the matter. We need to position the sniper to take advantage of one of these entrances. The best one, arguably, is this entrance. But the cover that you would be dealing with, you'd have to sit like here. It's quite pushed up. It's half cover. You wouldn't get flanked. The other problem is that's gonna reveal a bunch of new tiles and might activate it. So I don't think we can actually have you take this left side, even though it has arguably the better sight lines into the UFO. Instead, let's bias you to hold the central line. And hope that that pans out for us. Desta's gonna come to here, so he's got the extra tiles to go into the UFO with. I would love to inch this assault closer, but it could activate because the approach angle on this right side is weird. Because we got this open section here.
Hostiles spotted.
As noted. And the meld's gone. That's very, very true, Ross. Especially because the campaign's so long. I think that's one of the brilliant things in Long War's design, is you can have just crazy, low-chance things happen, good and bad. But because the campaign is so long and so much can happen, ultimately, it averages out. Yeah, I've got a bad feeling about this too. Pushing in with the assault is tempting, but it feels like a great way to get the assault flanked and killed. So we're not going to get the assault flanked and killed is the answer. We're going to go ahead. Let's go even further back.
Target confirmed. On our way.
We're going to reroute the assault all the way back around. We are not on a time limit anymore. Just don't accidentally open. I'm not allowed to click while I'm over here, unless I'm moving. Guest, where do we want you? Let's put you
On my way.
here. Alright. You can't be flanked by the active sectoids because they're on the wrong side of the UFO to do that. I don't want to pull them back to this position because the sectoids will see them early. I want the sectoids to push out and get themselves killed. Keep that gun steady. Yeah. Activating the outsider under these conditions is bad. We want to lure out the sectoids, finish them off, and then deal with the outsider. Because the best way to deal with an outsider is just kill it on the first turn. Oh. Hey. Piece of candy. Unfortunately, I don't think I have a good way to actually kill this sectoid. But we could spook it with a flank.
That's affirmative.
They're trying to lure us in. 18% chance to kill. And that would definitely be a kill. This is the problem with the shotgun, operating at range. But it'll spook that sectoid and it should try to run. And who knows? Maybe we hit our chance. Our shot, goodness.
Target's still up.
The more important thing that has happened here is we've got our target acquired.
X-ray locked.
You're flanked, and so you're gonna run that suppression. You're gonna go for a kill here. Just tossing shots down range.
Damn it! Enemy is still alive.
Desta still can't be flanked from this position. So we're just gonna overwatch again. I kind of want to move you to here, but I think you're going to get overwatched. So, don't. I don't think we need to push that aggressively into this contact. I want to stay in position in case we activate more. Or this door gets opened or something like that. Mind attack. Failed. Good. That's a kill. 2 sectoids still up. Now we can start moving the assault back to where we had them originally. Right? Bounce them along here. Not this way. That'll activate the outsider for sure, for sure. Or maybe we pull back and we let them keep making stupid decisions. That's allowed too, actually. Keep Holmes here as bait. A sectoid shot is highly unlikely to actually kill him. Get you steadied. Overwatch, and... How about we pull you back in?
We're green to go.
They're over
There's
here.
something out there.
Silly sectoid. What are you doing? I'm just wandering into the open. Alright, you're very dead. If I can help it. Let's find out. I should be able to bring you to here. In a moment. There we go. I'm all better. Alright, this sectoid. Easy kill with the shotgun. Probably walking into sectoid Overwatch. How much do I care about sectoid Overwatch? Not as much as you would think. In a situation that's this dicey, alright? Like, we're rolling the dice on this. Yeah, they really want the outsider in the game. They want me to peek this corner with my guys and see the outsider standing right here, and then I'm gonna be like, oh darn, why did I do that? Right? Unfortunately, we don't have any motion tracker charges left. We used those to secure the mount, which I think was a worthwhile use of the motion tracker, to be fair. So really the only way I can handle this is by pushing. It'll be a dash. We'll dash to here rather than to here. We'll be a little further away. The odds to kill aren't as good. But we've tread this ground before, right? We had the assault standing like right here. The outsider shouldn't be moving around. This should be a mostly, maybe not a safe tile to stand on, but mostly, you know?
Running.
So let's go get this kill. Yep, there's that.
I'm under fire.
Missed. Thank goodness. The dash, I'm sure, helped with that. They're flanked now. Can you pick this up? Good
Enemy
job.
down.
Now, here's where we get tempted. Holmes? Come back to here. And suppress target. That should turn into a kill because of the flank, and we should be happy with the situation. You can even hold your fire. Take this opportunity to reload, you're gonna need the ammo.
Locked and loaded.
Steady weapon. I suspect that we're not gonna have much choice but to open the door soon. Oh, unless we just activate these last two. That could happen as well. Sometimes you just don't roll, though. We've pushed that sectoid back. They aren't active, but we see them. I would like a better grenade, but to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure that I'm gonna get one without activating them. It's probably Holmes that is seeing that, right? That or you're cut off by the angle, in which case you stepping in closer to get a slightly better grenade is probably fine. Huh. If I step you to here, do you activate? Do you activate if I step you to here? That is the question. You know, the problem is, either way you're gonna get flanked if we don't kill these sectoids this turn. I don't think that we can afford to take the grenade, actually. If the sectoids live and we don't kill them off, which would be relatively easy, except our movement is super constrained. I think that we have to move Desta, activate these aliens properly, and then go for a grenade. I think that's the simple truth of the matter.
Headed there now. Look sharp. Enemies rolling up.
Yeah, they scatter a little bit. We've got a kill on one of them with the AP. How's the sniper liking their odds? They aren't steadied, so they aren't loving it. We could take a shot at the more difficult of the two if we so desire. See what happens. They've only got 4 health. If it hits, it probably kills. 30% chance to just remove a sectoid and make that contact trivial. There's nothing else the sniper would rather be doing besides steadying their weapon. There's nobody else that is better positioned to deal with the sectoid at the moment. An HE grenade is unlikely to set up that kill. It's more likely to just turn it into another form of heavy cover, because these aren't the good HEs. So... oh, incredible.
X-ray neutralized.
Just hit the 30%. Just hit it. Just kill the aliens. This game's easy.
Suck on this.
This might not kill. That's okay. Let's
Moving out.
sneak you in even closer. We need to be a little careful. Good. You're almost there.
Ya voy.
See, now you can take a shot. Low chance, but that's alright.
Eso no me gusta.
We'll have
Heading there now.
flanks next turn. Reload. And that is... we're dealing with the last contact on the map. Let's get the smoke in play.
They're packing up. Advance.
We aren't going to need smoke against the outsider because we plan on killing the outsider in one turn, except they've fled. Okay. So it goes.
Heading there now.
You are in position.
Back online.
Reload. Well, alright. They've left. They got tired of playing with me, and they walked away, which, you know what, is completely within their right to do.
Afirmativo.
With that, though, we have cleared the sectoid contact. So we can take this
Target
cover
confirmed.
position
On
and
our
sniper
way.
now. See? It all worked out.
I'm rolling.
Desta can move to here, get ready for next turn. You
Cargado y
should
listo.
reload.
Roger
Holmes
that.
should come to this position. Maybe even Overwatch. Now those two sectoids ran. What they have probably done is they have joined up with the outsider pod, and they aren't going to be moving until we activate the outsider pod. It's a very sad and unfortunate truth. The only thing we can really do about it is get ourselves into position to be able to kill that outsider the moment we see it. And the sectoids too. So let's reload it. We're in no rush to open this door. We can wait a little bit, maybe they'll poke their heads out. It's possible, they could do it.
What was that sound?
It's not likely, but they could do it. Go ahead and steady your weapon. You're going to be breaching very shortly. And you're going to steady your weapon. And be ready to kill.
You hear that?
Ah, hello, little sectoid.
They're backing up.
Oh.
Advance.
Thanks for making this easy on us. That'll delay our breach a bit for the sniper to set back up. That's one sectoid still active, and one outsider still active. But, well, not active. Still active. Steady your weapon. Overwatch. Overwatch. Next few turns are gonna go real easily. We're just gonna do the same thing while we get the sniper back into their ideal fighting state. A little boring, I know, but it'll be over quickly. We don't have to think about it too hard.
What was that sound?
What was that?
It's right behind the door. It's right here, the outsider. This could be our opportunity to kill it. But let's steady weapon. I don't think it's moving around. I think it was just there. Oh, good. Our patience is rewarded.
They're trying to pull back.
Our patience is punished. It's okay, the sniper will live. The sniper should even be able to kill them in return for that transgression. With a little help. I want to avoid breaking up these walls too badly. Well, this wall should be fine to break.
Catch.
It's this wall I'm more worried about. Never mind, it's the bad HEs. They aren't gonna break anything. Would you like to kill them? You would. Who cares if they have cover?
Hostile neutralized.
Alright. Good stuff. I think that's just an outsider now. We should have everything we need to completely overwhelm its position, but outsiders can get a little bit tricksy. So let's heal you, then we'll steady your weapon next turn, then we go in. Alright, we do this right, we do this by the book. There's no need to rush. There's no meld active on the map.
What was that?
Maybe the outsider is moving. That's interesting if true. I wonder why it's decided to start doing that. You don't need to reload, just steady your weapon. And let's hope this works.
Objetivo en la mira.
Good. It runs at us. Sniper? No eyes. That's okay. It runs at us, which means that we're going to be well positioned to mess it up. Garcia can wait for a moment, because Garcia has Executioner. Massacre.
Hunt him down.
Run a gun.
Time to motor.
You might just kill him outright. The important thing is that we have people in place in case you don't.
Commander, the operation was a success.
But you did. And so all that extra preparation that I did, looked pointless. Thanks, Masako. I appreciate you making me look bad. That's Operation Empty Father, folks. That is 9 aliens killed, 0 operatives lost. One of them got scratched up a bit and is gonna spend some time in medbay. But it all worked out, and we made off like bandits with the meld. I think we made 28 meld just off of the meld cans. Thank you, Ross Beef. I appreciate it. Good. The specialists are promoted. None of the lieutenant corporals or corporals yet. That's to be expected. It takes time. It takes more experience to go between higher levels than lower levels. If I've explained that in a way that almost makes sense, I'm losing my mind. Oh, that's a good sign. 29 meld and 2 UFO flight computers. That's good. The power source was damaged, but on our 3rd UFO we actually managed to acquire some intact flight computers. That's very good to see. We don't need them right off the bat, but alien computers and power sources are rather valuable, kind of mid-game to late-game materials. So building a collection of them is good. We want to start that. We can come over here though and sell the damaged power source. And there we go. We got 187 bucks in the bank. We aren't spending it because we're saving it for our construction spree that is coming up next month, as well as improved body armor. Council report's coming up in 8 days. We're gonna get paid. Yeah? Alright. I think that we can spin the globe some more. See what comes up. A request from Brazil. Alien alloys. 12 alien alloys are going to Brazil. And in exchange, we get 2 engineers. Honestly, I like that deal. We're sitting pretty good on alloys after taking down all these UFOs. We're gonna be burning through some of them when we're upgrading our armor. But yeah, we wouldn't be burning through that much, would we? I could afford to get the engineers. The thing that we need the engineers for...
The new engineers arrived this morning, Commander. We're always glad to have more help down here.
If we got 2 more engineers, then next month we could build our next satellite uplink. Because we need 20 engineers to be able to build the next one. So I think actually this is a very good request for us to take. So let's do it. What about the sectoid corpses? Has my evaluation changed on this? 6 corpses for 1 scientist. It's not a great exchange, but we have a lot more sectoid corpses available right now. Yeah. Let's do it. We'll take them where we can get them. Looks like our next mission is going to be
Commander,
an abduction.
we have multiple reports of new abductions in progress. The locations are marked on the hologlobe.
Giza, Egypt. A light abduction. They're throwing us a softball now. That's interesting. Let's see what kind of map it is. An urban block. Should be pretty straightforward, I would imagine. We'll send a team of specialists out. Yeah. Yeah, here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to go ahead and get our squad set up for next time, which should be tomorrow. I am starting to feel a bit tired again, and I definitely need to eat. So I think that this will be a natural endpoint. This is also the opportunity, if anybody in chat wants a soldier, we can grab one for you. Feel free to make whatever specifications you want about them. We're a tiny community. You can be picky. There's plenty of soldiers to choose from. So I'll go ahead and get to work on this. I can send some of these specialists that have already been out, I guess. It's an urban block. Do we really need a sniper? No, we don't. Maybe we do. Some urban block maps you want a sniper, the others, the sniper's useless. And given that I don't know exactly which map it's going to be, maybe I just take the hint and bring another class? Yeah, let's bring someone else besides the sniper. Maybe a Rocketeer? Rocketeers are going to be overkill in this situation, but that's the point. I want to train up some decent Rocketeers so that I have them available for more dangerous situations. If that's the case, do I just want to send our Lieutenant Corporal one out, even though it's a light? Yes. Yes, I do. I think that that's reasonable. Let's see, who else do we need? We want another assault, do we? We already have 3 assaults. Do we really need another one? Do we really need another assault? Well, okay, but Jafari here has the stats of an assault, and definitely not the stats of an infantry. So congratulations, you're the 4th assault. Have fun. Have a nice time. We appreciate you. Let's lighten you up a little bit. And I don't know where the motion tracker's gone. Make items available. There it is. Good. Gunner, infantry, rocketeer. We could take an engineer. Engineer. Do we need an engineer and a rocketeer? The answer is definitely no. But then we should take a scout along. We should take a scout along because scouts are hard to train up. They have a very high fatality rate given the type of work that they do. So we should start training another one of those. Rad. Full specialists. Perfectly suited for this difficulty of mission. Let's look at the loadouts. Scout. We'll come back to you. We'll come back to you in just a moment, Scout. Medic. You look good. You've been on a mission as a medic already. We don't have to mess with your kit. You have to bring the saw. What happened to your arm there? Are you okay, Fuentes? Oh god, that looked painful. Urban block means saw to me. We may have to deal with some tight angles we aren't going to be able to reliably just set up our gunner in a single position. If that's the case, this otherwise looks like a pretty good loadout for them. One, you seem to be doing fine. I like you having the flashbang. It's comforting to me. Calderon, though. What are you doing? We'd have 2 shotguns on this team, on very fast people. This is a light abduction. Just between the 2 of them, they should be able to just run around tearing into enemy squads. Right? I think that that's true. That feels true to me. This is definitely more of a close-range focus squad. We're gonna have a very strong medium-range complement with everybody else, and our close range is gonna be eating them up. The urban block map, that feels appropriate. I don't think there's any map that falls under this list that I'm gonna go into and be like, oh darn, I've made a terrible mistake. I think we have room then for you to bring a battle scanner. Battle scanner should be proving very helpful. Engineer, I already like your loadout. Yeah, there's not a whole lot for me to complain about here. To be perfectly honest with you. I might switch out the medic from carrying a smoke to carrying a second flashback. I think that's the main change that I'm gonna make here. Reason being, again, if we're fighting pretty close angles, the smoke, I can imagine it's gonna be useful like once, maybe twice. But I'm always gonna have a use for a flashbang. I think. I believe. Possibly. I'm rather uncertain. You just never know with these missions. I don't feel like that's gonna be a choice that like comes back to bite me though. I think I'll always be happy to see that somebody has a flashbang. It's just such a good item. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird looking squad. Without the sniper being here. But I think I like it. I think this is going to be good to play with. So, given that that's set up, I think I need to go eat something. So, thank you to everybody that tuned in, and a special thank you to our chatters today. It was great talking to you. Definitely going to take a look at saving some of these VODs and maybe making a place to upload them. I'll have to look into the logistics of that. I do think that would make me happy though. I do like to hoard my data. Yeah. I'll also probably take a minute after I get off stream to see if I can save the current VOD situation or improve it somehow, because our stream did get split in 2 because somebody was out there wiggling an Ethernet cable. It wasn't me. Ugh. So I'll be taking a look in a moment, see if I can get that to be a little bit more amenable. The odds are probably not. Imagine me knowing how to actually work an electronic of some kind. I don't. I'm gonna look at that editor and I'm gonna be like, oh, what do I do with this? Which button do I press to fix the thing? And I'm not gonna have a single clue. Yeah, and of course, speaking of VODs, a special thank you to the VOD watchers. Especially for making it to this point, bearing through the VOD probably still being split in 2. Honestly, I'm gonna call it now. I'm not actually gonna fix the problem. And yeah, I think that's my bit. Thank you, everybody. Once again, I will be back tomorrow, my health permitting. Again, I said this last stream, but I am trying to stream, but given my recovery from Mr. COVID, I sometimes have to take it easy, and it's not easy to predict when those days are gonna be. So if I wake up tomorrow and I'm feeling totally exhausted, I'm gonna have to not be here. But I should be able to. I'm planning on it. I love being here making this stuff for y'all. So that's just kind of the situation. I believe tomorrow is Wednesday, so we're going to be back with more XCOM. We will be picking up where we left off today, with a nice, easy little abduction to ease us into things. Alright, I think that's everything. So, you all have a nice night, and stay safe out there.